Hey everyone, I think we're live. I'll wait for someone to give me confirmation that they can hear me talk and that I sound okay before I go any further. I'm just going to check one thing super quick. And while I'm looking that up, the answer is, in fact, yes. I did get a haircut and trim my beard. I got to look professional when I'm at these events, or that's what my wife tells me. I personally wanted to get a mohawk. However, it had been nicknamed the midlife crisis mohawk, and I didn't appreciate that. So, cool. Hi, Nick. Thanks for coming. You should make sure you're here at the end because I know there's going to be a book that you're interested in. So this past weekend I was at C2E2 in Chicago. It's my first time tabling there. It was the largest show I had ever tabled at, and it was a success. My thought process was whenever I'm walking down Artist Alley, I never see banners from letterers. So I figured if I put up a banner that says letterer, maybe I'll make some new connections, meet some new people, get some new work, and fingers crossed. I think that worked. Selling books, selling the comps that I'd received from publishers of books that I worked on, that's just a bonus. And at the very least, it's a tax write-off, which is always important. A big shout out and a big thank you to Bearded Comic Bro, who is way better at selling my own books than I am. At one point, I was walking around, I think, buying some books or looking for books to buy, and I sat back down. I came to the table, and probably about 10 minutes had passed, and no one was. Oh no, my voice sounds crackly. All right, man, good thing I just talked for 2 straight minutes, huh? Let's fix that. Oh man, I hope this is better. Otherwise, whatever. This is all a learning experience for me, right? So as I was saying, big shout out to Bearded Comic Bro for selling my books better than I can. And then, of course, someone's here because the dog's barking upstairs. I'm not expecting any packages today, so oh man, this is super awkward. Anyway, let's just speed through this. I'll let him continue to bark or whatever it is he's barking at. Okay, so the first book I got was so I just really started getting into DC books, and to me, I feel like the Batman Hush storyline is a modern masterpiece. From everything from the story itself to the art, especially to the lettering. For a series that started in 2002, you could tell that the lettering is digital, and it's the first digital lettering from around that time period that isn't complete trash as people are trying to sort of figure it out. So what I wanted to do was get the entire Batman Hush storyline in 9.8s. Now I don't have all of them. This isn't going to just be me running through them. So the first one is just Batman 608, the A cover. I hope to get the second print cover because that one's pretty cool. So that's got that in 9.8. We got Batman 610 in a 9.8. And again, I just feel like this is just a modern masterpiece. I'm going to try and do it. I'm going to try and get at least all of the A covers in 9.8. And finally, we've got Batman 612 in a 9.8. So if anyone out there knows or has any more 9.8 covers of the Batman Hush storyline, please let me know. It's something I'd be very interested in trying to pick up. The 608 RRP version. What's the RRP version? You'll have to let me know what that is. Okay, so that was all from one dealer. really excited. I mean, the cool thing was I did the thing where I don't normally stay at shows on Sunday. Usually that's the day where I pack everything up and head home. Because I was tabling, I was there all day Sunday. So I did the thing where I walked up to the dealer at 4 o'clock and was just like, "Hey, let's make a deal." Hey, Greg. Again, thank you for selling my books better than I do. Next time, I think I should just go set up the table, have you sit there and pretend to be me all weekend. All right. So the next book I picked up was one of my goals for this year was to work on that Amazing Spider-Man run, specifically for issues 50 to 100. And while I was there, I was walking around and I found a really great affordable copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 51 and a 4.5. This is the second appearance of Kingpin, and you'll notice it's white pages. I came close to picking up a copy at my LCS that was, or I'm sorry, one of my LCSs here where I live that wasn't even graded, and it was more than what I paid for this. And I don't think it would have been a higher grade, or it may have been like a 5.0. So I'm really happy with this. Really happy with the price I paid, and it's another one off the list. And the problem was that a lot of these books that I bought, I used the money or the funds that I'm saving up for Amazing Spider-Man number one. So I'm gonna have to really start selling stuff on eBay again to sort of build those funds back up, or letter more books, right? According to Nick, all I have to do is letter an additional what do you say, like 100 pages a week, and I should be able to actually buy an Amazing Fantasy 15. However, I probably won't have much time to sleep. Hey Ryan, I hope you saw that last one. I don't think I told you that I got that one. All right, so this is the last book. This is the biggest one, and it's not even a book that I was planning on getting. Truth be told, I actually already have one, so this is definitely an upgrade over my already pre-existing copy. Um, it's that's the thing too, right? Like you always upgrade the books that you're never planning on upgrading, at least at that moment. But I was walking around the convention floor, and first off, you have to understand the thing about C2E2. If you've never been there, is that there are probably only like I'd say 10 to 15 comic vendors. The rest of the show floor is uh, artist alley, people selling toys and statues and Funko Pops and lightsabers and a lot of just it's hard to explain. Yeah, it's just hard to explain. I mean, the cool thing about that show floor is that they do have a large area that they've put down green carpet to try and turn into sort of like a beer garden. So there's plenty of picnic tables and places that you could sit and drink if you want to. Yeah, and yes, thank you. And flavored sodas. Trust me, there was a very long debate on whether or not it would be worth buying the like largest mug that they have and just sort of using that to drink all weekend because we're there and we can refill it, right? Okay, so here it is, the big book. So truth be told, that 4.5 picture that I posted on my Instagram page, that's not even from the book that I picked up. That it is a 4.5, what I'm about to show you, but it is off-white to white pages. So, the story is I was walking around the show floor. I came across a booth. I looked up at their wall and I saw a book there and I saw the price on it. And I just had a feeling that that price seemed low. Um, so I asked to see it, and then nothing really happened after that. So I walked down to the next booth, and the next booth had the same book in the same grade, priced at about I'd say $400 or $500 more than the first booth. So when I see that, that's when I start thinking like, okay, A is the second booth just overpriced? B, what's wrong with the first booth? Like, why is this book so underpriced? It has to be too good to be true. So I went back and I looked at it again, and this all happened on Saturday, probably within an hour or two. Bearded Comic Bro and I had a long debate, or I don't even know if it was a debate, as much more of me just sitting there going, "Should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it?" And him just sitting there saying, "Shut up, Justin! I'm trying to sell your books right now." So I looked it up the prices, comparables on eBay. I looked them up on GPA, and it was still just such a good deal that even to this moment, I still feel like I somehow have gotten swindled. That I somehow like it's too good to be true. I feel anyway. The book that I picked up was from November of 1963, X-Men #2, and a 4.5. It's off white to white pages. Again, I already have one. This is my second copy, but my first is a 2.5 PGX. So I feel like this is a significant upgrade over that. I will be planning on cracking that PGX, getting it pressed and cleaned, and in fact having it regraded, and trying to sell it to recoup some of the funds for this. And truth be told, I only paid $700 for this book, which to me seems like a steal. I mean, it's a second appearance of the X-Men, but most importantly, the first appearance of the Vanisher. The guy had 750 on it, and I went up to him and I was just like, "Hey, would you do 700?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'd do that." And I was like, "Cool." I would have asked for a bigger discount, but I was using my card. I didn't plan on carrying that much cash with me, as I didn't plan on making that this large of a purchase at that show. So yeah, I really excited to get it. It's I don't know. I think I'm still just blown away that it's a 4.5, right? I don't know. Yeah. So I mean, everyone seems to think that I've done pretty well on it so far. And again, I'm going to sell that, get that PGX 2.5 cracked and pressed and cleaned and resubmitted, and then hopefully sell it at a higher grade. Maybe it comes back to a 3 or a 3.5, and I can recoup a lot of the cost that it costs to get this one. But that's what I picked up at C2E2 this weekend. Just those 5 books. The next convention that I have scheduled to table at is Three Rivers Con in Pittsburgh in June. It's a pretty good show, comic vendor wise and artist alley wise. So if you're in the area, I do recommend you check it out. I didn't buy anything at that show last year because Heroes is right around the corner, 2 weeks from that date. And I'm going to try and have that same mindset this time. I'm going to try and save my money because I'm really trying to get an ASM 1 when I'm at Heroes. I'm at the very least, I'm going to walk out of Heroes Con with an ASM 14. I want that Green Goblin. So that's the next show that I'm tabling at. I think there might be some smaller toy shows in between now and then that I might check out. Just something I can go and see if there are any comic vendors there. Maybe I get lucky. At the very least, I can look at toys that I'm not going to buy, right? So that's it. I don't really know how to wrap this up. So I'll see you next time. All right, bye, everyone.